quotient with remainder of 2-digit divisor and 3-digit dividend. A lot of people do not like to divide because, quite frankly, they don't know their multiplication tables very well. And they don't like to multiply, or for whatever reason. I'm going to show you a method today that you don't even use multiplication. You just use addition and subtraction to divide. So what I've done, 712 divided by 22, I've made a list of numbers 1 through 9, and you always use 1 through 9. And you start with the number that you're dividing by is the first number on the list, and then you add that each time. What I mean, 22 plus 22 is 44. 44 plus 22 is 66, and you keep adding 22 all the way down. Now, to use that list, you want to, if we divide, let me get rid of that. If we divide, we look for a 7 on the list, that's too small. You can't have any numbers smaller than 22. So you've got to go to 71. So I'm going to look for the number on the list that's closest to 71 without going over. So that would be 66. Now I'm starting with 71 here. Okay, so the number that's circled, you write it down. Let me write it here. The number beside that, you put that underneath the original number that you were looking for, and then you subtract those. So 71 take away 66 is 5. And then you go to your next number. This 2, write it beside there. Now you start all over again. So we're looking for 52 without going over. So that would be 44. So the circled number gets written beside the other circled number that you wrote down. The 44 goes underneath this 52, and you subtract. 52 take away 44 is 8. But you have just used all the numbers, so you are finished. So the quotient is 32. And the remainder is 8. And you did that without multiplying. You did it with addition and subtraction. Okay, so for the next one, you can't have any numbers smaller than 21, so we can't use an 8, so we've got to use an 87. So I'm going to start by looking for 87. So 84 is the biggest number without going over. The circled number, write it down here. The number beside the circled number, you subtract that from what you were looking for. 87 take away 84 is 3. Then you go to the next number, 5, write that down. Now we're looking for 35. So 21 is the biggest number without going over. The circled number goes next to the other circled number that you had written down. The 21 goes under whatever you were looking for, and you subtract. 35 take away 21 is 14. But you are finished. There are no more numbers to bring over here. So you're done. Quotient is 41 with a remainder of 14. Literally, the thing that takes the most amount of time is making the original list. So for the next one, 567 divided by 13, you can't use a 5 because it's smaller than 13, so we've got to use 56. So we're going to be looking for 56. The largest number without going over is 52. So the circled number, you write it down here. The 52, you take that away from what you were originally looking for. 56 minus 52 is 4. Go up here to the next number is 7 and write that down. So now we're looking for 47. Well, the biggest number without going over is 39. The circled number goes beside your other circled number. The 39 gets subtracted from what you were looking for, and 47 take away 39 is 8. So that's a remainder because we don't have any more numbers to add to that. So the quotient is 43, and the remainder is 8.